Hi, my name's Tiffy from For Women's Hearts, and I'm going to talk now about small steps we can take really to help the cruelty towards animals that's going on in the world. Particularly talking to people who perhaps may be new to Twitter or want to get involved with the animal campaigning using social media. It's a vast subject. There's lots and lots of rescue centres that are being set up all over the world where social media is definitely making an impact, where natives of different countries are deciding they want to make a difference and do something to counteract the cruelty in their own countries. So when we're campaigning and we see cruelty, for example, in South Korea, dogs and cats, yes, they are being boiled alive, they are being treated appallingly. But we really can do something about this. When we're using social media to attract attention about a cause, the world is watching. And without bias, I think when small groups of people get together and interact and try and raise the cause, it does help, and of course it helps enormously for anybody who's prepared to fight for the animals. Everybody within the circuit should be applauded, but to take it one step further towards eliminating the problem is to search through your social platforms for people who perhaps are in South Korea setting up charities or want to set up a charity or campaign groups, because they are out there. I work long hours and I'm renovating a property with my son, and there's various other things going on in my life which doesn't enable me to spend as much time as I want on social media. But I did spend a couple of years really going at it, campaigning. It pissed some people off, to be honest, because I think they thought I was trying to boost my own social presence, which really is not the case at all. In fact, I felt quite isolated. I'm not one that bonds quickly with social media because I've got several Twitter accounts. It would be impossible to talk to everybody who runs through them, because I'm supposed to be promoting pet services, but it's gone more towards helping charities, animal rescue centres, and it's been a big burden because I've felt quite alone at times. As whilst there's retweets going on and people showing you the cruelty, there's also the animal rescue centres, the conservation parks, the animal shelters globally that need the help. And for us to just point towards what they're doing and show people that it's not all cruelty. There are people trying to help out there and using them as good examples and role models, so that other people, for instance, in South Korea will say, gosh, we're eating cats and dogs. This really is perhaps not the right way forward. We need educating. We didn't realise that cats and dogs felt pain like this, that they had feelings. Now, it's an awful thing to say with the cat and dog food industry. They do believe, these cultures, that the more pain they suffer before death, the better the meat will taste, and it's heartbreaking. I do understand this. In Afghanistan, they're using kittens and puppies as footballs, and Wet Nose Animal Aid have been out there and shown them that in actual fact, cats and dogs aren't creatures as much as they are gorgeous little beings that have feelings just like ours, and it's to do with education. And this is the hardest part, the biggest hurdle for us to overcome, is to teach and educate. Now, I know a lot of us haven't got the time or the inclination, and it's a big job. So this is why I'm suggesting, in addition to a tweet, you could attach a blog, or find a blog that somebody else has composed and use a blog, so that people are getting much more information on how they can help, or to set up a petition, or to really get behind a charity and keep going at it, so you're pumping that charity's information out there, reaching out to these countries in crisis that need help, to shame the abusers, to make them look stupid and foolish against other citizens of their countries who are trying to do some good. I want to talk a lot about animal cruelty. It's an endless topic. But the other thing is the dolphin slaughter in Tajai, Japan. Each October, they're killed in such an inhumane fashion. There's no actual humane way to hurt a dolphin. They are such spiritual beings, and they're here for a reason, and they are such a big part of the ocean. And when the ocean is upset, it affects nature. When you start dabbling with nature, it affects the climate, and then we have to pay the price. So we really should stand up and start listening to this. So when the dolphin slaughter stops, and they have the respite for a few months, the campaigning stops, and then it starts again in October. Now surely we should all be campaigning throughout the year regardless, because while we speak now, they are being lured in, and they are being befriended by the locals, and it's a fake system. So the dolphins are trusting the humans, and then October arrives, and those very same dolphins are just massacred. Now I don't know what's going on with Japan, because there's been word saying that they've been told they've got to stop this slaughter, but until I see it across every tabloid, I'm not going to believe it. We've got to keep campaigning for the dolphins, and it doesn't always have to be with hashtag helps us identify that somebody else is campaigning, but there's trolls who are trying to sabotage the hashtag. But if we write blogs, make YouTube videos, just other ways to attach something more than words to a tweet, we're going to gain more interest. And remember, a tweet will fade into the background, a blog is more prominent. So we can use tweets, and we can use Twitter for so much more. We can take it beyond that by attaching further information, and we've just got to keep going for the animals and not go to bed crying at night. And I've done it. I felt terribly isolated. What can I do to just make a small difference here? And it's to just keep going, acknowledge those awful images, but to also learn how to spread some good as well. And I've seen campaigners falling out with each other and becoming almost hysterical with one another, and jealousy's arisen because one campaigner may be getting more recognition than another campaigner, and I just think, how ridiculous are you? It's all about the animals. They're voiceless. This is all about the animals. Animal lovers should get on. They should get on with each other regardless of indifference. You've got one common denominator. You have got something in common. You love animals. So work together and work past your obstacles, because you will get so much fulfillment when you see that something you or your team have done that has actually helped. So we really need to start getting out there and looking for these charities that are setting up that maybe haven't got a website, they can't get on Twitter, they need funds, you could help with a petition. And it's just about turning these negatives into a positive, really, and not being afraid to expose these barbaric, filthy monsters who are so ignorant, but also not to be afraid to educate them. Recently, with the blackfish scenario in the Yorkers, a man who previously hunted whales watched blackfish, was reduced to tears, swore he'd never do it again, and he's now become a campaigner, and that was because somebody showed him the blackfish video. So it's about connecting with people, not all becoming hysterical together, but making connections with people and showing them some footage to make them realise what is really going on, and it really does work. And if we keep on at this, eventually we're going to start helping the situation, and I do believe this will happen. Anyway, thanks for listening. It's Tiffy here from For Women's Hearts, and it's forwomenshearts.com. And my personal Twitter page is at Tiffy's Page, and my Pet Biz group is at Pet Biz UK on Twitter. Have a great week. Thank you. Bye bye.